Thank you for joining me here at Cash in Coins. I do hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about 10 reasons why you should not buy silver. And you can call me Cash. As you know, there are many that say don't stack silver. And I have compiled some of the most common reasons I see in my comments on why you should not stack silver. And why is this important? If you stack silver, you want to know what others are thinking so you can make the best decisions, especially if you're thinking about selling ever. Now, I do believe that some of these are really, really valid reasons. And if you think so, please let me know in the comments. As you know, I stack silver and gold, and I too have doubts. And at the end of this video, I will summarize why I will continue to stack silver or gold or why I will stop. All right, let's get into it. Now, this list is not in order except for maybe number one, because this is kind of the most common reason that I get. I'm going to count down, like start from 10 and go to number one. So number 10, number one, I'm sorry. So number 10, volatility. I'm often told that silver and gold are too volatile. And if the markets are down when you want to sell, you might just be stuck. My reply to that is pretty simple. All markets are volatile. Just do what works best for you. All right, and that brings us on to number 9. We're going to move this right along. Who will buy it? When selling silver, can you find an easy buyer? Just like selling anything, you do have buyers. You always have buyers. Just got to know where to look. Now, with that said, online dealers and your local coin stores are probably a great place to start. All right, I said I was going to keep moving this along. On to number 8. Silver is too bulky to store. And yes, I get this one often. Silver is too heavy. Silver takes up too much space. They say you can't run off with a bunch of silver like you can gold. One of the things I say to that is that it is harder to steal silver because they have to take a whole lot of it as opposed to gold or platinum. So, but really there are many, many options where to store it. There's, you have safes, you have the false safes, you have secret hiding places. Just be creative. Okay, what about real estate? That's pretty big, right? You don't see that as an obstacle. What about your car? That's pretty big. Now those do get stolen, but I'm just saying. Now on to number 7. Now if you are a stacker, a silver stacker especially, I know you've heard number 7. Silver is not gold. Boy, do I get that a lot. Yes, silver is not gold. But that's the beauty of silver. You can have smaller amounts to sell at one time. Look at the price of 1 ounce of silver. Right now it's about $25 as opposed to about $2,000 for an ounce of gold, right? Who has $2,000 to buy gold or silver? 1 ounce of gold and more than 1 ounce of gold, right, has a much smaller buyer's market because of the cost. You got to find people that have that kind of money to spend. Yeah, so that's something to think about. And that brings us to number 6. They always say this about silver. There are better options than silver. Of course, there are better options. This is just one of the ways you can preserve your wealth. Another way to have money outside of the financial system. So there are better options, of course, but silver is still an option. And that's what's important to me. All right, on to number 5. Now, this one is different from everything else I've said, but I do get this comment. So I had to include it. Silver tarnishes, silver milk spots, silver tones. And yes, silver absolutely does all of that. Some silver does, at least. I always think of the maple, the new silver maple, with the new technology they have. They pretty much figured out how to not milk spot. And toning, come on, I've seen some really nicely toned coins. So that, you can't say is a bad thing. You can always buy poured bars. Doesn't matter if those tone or anything. And you can always buy antiqued silver that won't tarnish or milk spot or tone. I've got plenty of that. And yeah, it looks really good. Also, remember that it has been said that milk spotting is a security feature. That way you really know it's silver. Okay, we're moving this right along on to number 4. Now, I know you've heard this one too. There is too much silver in the world. Now, I don't really know what they mean by this. Everything in the world is a limited resource. Everything, even water. Silver gets less recycled than gold. So they're actually using up silver, while gold, they just keep recycling it. With that said, they say that the ratio for silver to gold is 8 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold. Yes, I've heard other ratios, and I'm sure you have too, but 8 to 1 is the one I believe the most. Now, I could be wrong. Now, as you know, the paper market, it's more like 80 to 1, and that fluctuates all the time. But, that's if you want to believe in those markets. All right, on to number 3. Too many fakes. Yes, I hear that a lot, and it is true. I totally agree with them. There are way too many fakes, way, way too many. But just be smart about it. Check with the magnet. That's the easiest thing you can do. Check the size, the weight, do a gravity check. Even ask your local coin store to check it for you. There's so many ways you can check silver. You could do the acid test. You can always buy it from a company, a dealer, a reputable one, or a reputable person that you trust. All right, on to number 2. New stackers usually tell me this. I don't know what type of silver to get. Do I get coins? Do I get jewelry? Do I get silverware? If I'm buying silver bullion, do I get bars? Do I get poured bars? Do I get pressed bars? Do I get rounds? I'm often asked this. I'm often asked, what should I buy? Now, I've done several videos on this, and just about every other silver and gold content creator, and you can look through my videos and you can see. But I normally just recommend buying bullion. But if you're a beginner, just buy government minted coins from a reputable dealer and you should be fine. And as you learn and grow, you will find what best fits for you. Who knows, you might only stack 100-ounce silver bars or maybe junk silver, dimes and quarters. This is really an individual thing based on why you are stacking and what you want to get out of it. Everyone has their own goals and their own agenda. All right. And that brings us to the number 1 reason you shouldn't stack silver. First, I want to say I get this mostly from non-stackers. I get this from people who I work with. They will say something like, I believe firmly in government printed money. The government is not going to let me go broke because the government would go broke themselves. And the other one I get now, this one I do get from other stackers too. They say, I believe in crypto. Yes, ever since crypto has hit the mainstream, I regularly get spammed about crypto. Now, crypto is not gold. Crypto is not silver. It can go to zero. Silver and gold never have. And yes, I have many that tell me that they just trust the government to make sure that their money has value. I just think if they would look just a little deep, they would see that economies fail. And the one thing the world and world banks rely on when economies fail is gold and silver. They don't rely on the dollar or crypto. Actually, that's usually what they're trying to avoid. Now, did I miss anything? And I do want to say this. I have to say this. There is something incredibly satisfying about holding a piece of silver bullion in your hand and knowing that it has real value. Plus, so many different designs, sizes, to choose from. You got bars, coins, rounds. Building a silver stack, it can be exciting and a rewarding hobby. I really enjoy it, and that's to say the least. So, if you're really looking for an honest way to invest in your future, consider stacking silver and even gold. They are great ways to protect your wealth and have fun at the same time. I know I really, really enjoy it. And at the beginning of this video, I did say I was going to summarize why I keep stacking or why I will stop stacking. Now, I do believe that precious metals should be part of everyone's financial strategy. As I've mentioned it in my list here. The percent you want to have is up to you. I believe anywhere between 1 and 20%, but that's just me, and I am not a financial advisor. Always seek professional assistance for that. Now, will I ever stop stacking? I think that when I retire, I will. I will start to sell and not buy anymore. And what I have left will go to my family. Now, you guys know if you watch my channel, I do have my, permanent stack that I will never sell. And that will definitely go to my family, my forever stack, as I call it. And hopefully it will help them out. Well, I do want to thank you for watching Cash and Coins. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, have a wonderful day. And I'll see you on the next video.